took about 8,000 years off from making videos, we're going to be starting up again with Metroid for NES.
Which is a fun little side-scroller.
It was pretty influential, considering that it sparked the whole Metroid series, which, aside from like Pokemon and Mario, was one of Nintendo's most successful. Although I think Zelda kind of beats it too, but anyway, enough critiquing it. It's an amazing game. And it was definitely a smart move for Nintendo. So, let's check it out.
So the first flaw of the game is right here in the beginning. They expect you to know that you have to run left and jump up and touch this orb thing to be able to advance over to the right. Because after that, after the orb on the left, it's just the dead end. I wasted a good 30 minutes of my life looking for how to advance to the right the first time I played, completely unaware there was anything to the left. Beginning, the gameplay is pretty straightforward, linear, just regular side scroller. Run to the right, keep running to the right.
And one nice point is that aiming is multi-directional. You can aim up or left or right. So
a lot of games didn't have that. But one more fault is that you don't start off with full health. I think you start off with like 30 or something. You just have to hope that you don't die by the time you kill enough enemies to get more health.
And it's kind of not
there you go,
with which enemies give you health either.
Just kind of random, like, oh, hey, I might give you some health and I might not, but you're not going to know that until you drain 12 health trying to kill me. And here's where the game gets confusing. It's not just a regular side-scroller anymore. It becomes kind of non-linear, because you don't know if you need to go up or down. And then farther up ahead, there's another blue bubble thing through which I can go, but at the same time, I could keep going up, and it's really kind of impossible to know where you're supposed to go. Just kind of gotta hope you pick a good door.
And about those floating things, that you can't destroy them or hurt them or anything.
At least not as far as I can tell.
Which is really confusing, because I have a Star Wars game, or we have a Star Wars game, where something that looks just about the same you hop on, you know, it's not really that much about which to complain, but I mean, it's just kind of confusing. I thought you could jump on them, apparently you can't, and you can't destroy them either.
They just make an obnoxious bing 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 sound when you try to shoot at them.
Speaking of sounds, I think the sounds are pretty original. I haven't really heard of any of the game, but music's pretty repetitive.
Yeah, you've probably already had blood spewing out your ears by now from the repetition of the music. And probably at least one person's been working on a suicide note at this point, just because the music's so insane.
And what is up with all the... how long? Like in the beginning, it took so long to climb up to the top there. What if it wouldn't have... what if the door wouldn't have been up there?
You'd have wasted your time. And what if this obnoxious beep stopped and I had a moment of sanity? I'm well aware that my life is low. You don't need to keep, like, beeping and telling me. Oh, and there I died trying to get health. See, that completely defeats the purpose of having a floating health orb. And, of course, it takes me back to the beginning of the game. What a shocker. So, I'm just going to avoid all the enemies and run back. Which in itself still takes a while.
Not to mention another enormous climb coming up, or the same enormous climb that you have to do again.
But despite how irritating that can be, it's actually quite fun.
Really fun to play.
It's no wonder that this game sparked such a successful franchise for Nintendo. Although it's completely not clear whatsoever in this game that Samus is actually a girl.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
I didn't even know Samus was a girl until Zero Suit Samus on Brawl for the Wii. Although I guess I kind of should have figured it out in the GameCube games, if not earlier, but I didn't, because I didn't play them. But yeah, fun fact of the day, Samus is a girl. Now why Nintendo picked a girl to give a massive arm cannon, I'm really not quite sure, but I think it's pretty cool.
Me too.
And you see, I still have no idea what's up there above me. I was far too lazy to go back and look.
There's something else I thought maybe they would have done is give this game a couple of checkpoints, because you got pretty far the first time.
Yeah.
And then died, and then it's back to the beginning. That can become kind of tiring.
And back there, just a minute ago, there's another big climb, and I don't know what's above or below it. I just kept going straight.
Which kind of sucks, because the game itself is really fun, but it kind of would compel you not to play it if, you know that you're going to have to go through that every single time you die.
Yeah, and, I mean, I'm sure somebody online has come up with a map for this game, but it'd be pretty helpful, considering how many alternate paths you can take. Oh, fell in the lava. Although I do like that you don't instantly die in the lava, you just die a slow, excruciating death, and then you have to go through the rest of the game with 3 hit points. Until you're an idiot and jump on top of an enemy and die. So much for that.
So Metroid's one of my personal favorite games in the massive NES library. Yeah, that was it. Overall, I'd probably give the game a 9. Scrap that, 9.5.
Yeah,
That's a real good game.
It's really fun.
It was one of the first that combined side-scroller like that with a real adventure, because of the so many ways you can go up, down, then up and down in a different part. It's a good game.
And also, it must be like one of the first to have like a woman as the main character.
Probably.
Although probably no one knew at that time. Can't really tell she's a girl.
Yeah, I didn't know she was a girl. But, yeah. Samus is the chick.